Right, hello everyone. Welcome to Tuesday night with Hilly, and we are with WAOF1. Finally, it's the start of the new season. It feels like it's been forever. It really does. I'm just going into the stream myself so I can see any comments, and I'm gonna also mean that. Of course, I meant it. Definitely my first victim. Right then, here we go. So, hello, are you there? Excellent. You're there. Excellent. Don't forget.
Yep, been
Okay,
picked.
you legend. Thank you very much. Hello. How are you?
Good.
Well, absolutely. So we're starting at Kota. Do you like it? Is
Hmm.
this usually a good track for you? Do you enjoy this one?
I did it on previous games, but I actually really like it this year. So it's definitely moved up further on.
Your like your favourites list sort of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um, yeah. I have to say I feel the same about it. It's because of the extra traction in this year's game. I think isn't it? Like Japan's much better this year, for example. Tagging everybody in Discord for the stream. Right, excellent. Right, okay, Uzas.
as just for me, like a whole. Um,
Okay,
if
yeah. Oh, I've just been boot.
ooh, I'll give you an invite back in.
Thank you.
Oh, I've hit home.
I think I've just realised I haven't
Whoops,
turned
I have to
any of my
continue.
other devices off actually, which is will not be helping.
Uh, well, realistically, it'll be more prob
Yeah.
probably my target.
Right. Okay. That's fair enough. Yeah. Yeah. I think if you aim sort of top 15 as your main target, as your primary target, and then you know, season sort of thing. Um,
Exactly, yeah.
Well, yeah, I think big improvement in a way. Right, okay, I'm just in my dad's bedroom. I'm trying to. Oh, it's not even on. Hang on, there aren't any other devices on. Right, okay. Thanks, James, anyway, for letting me know. I have just changed the speed, so it should do anything. Um, just,
Like he can't hear me, or
just a sec. No, we can't hear you.
you can't hear my audio's definitely like picked.
Okay. Just a sec. The stream is so. Um, yeah, no, there you are. I can't hear you.
Okay.
I don't know what James is talking about, but he's confusing everyone. So James, just shush. Right, we best get on to your questions for your quiz questions. Otherwise, you ain't gonna get any
Okay.
quality laps in. So let's do this. So now I'm just gonna
God,
quickly
here we go.
say what I've done. I've set a little structure out for the questions. Okay. So
Okay.
we've got. I'll just explain this quickly. So the WAOF quiz layout. WAOF1 quiz layout for the season. So it's an easy general knowledge question, followed by a hard general knowledge question, followed by a multiple choice general knowledge question, followed by a Formula One question, followed by a completely ridiculous question. Okay? So
Okay.
we'll start off with your easy general knowledge question, hopefully. They're only easy if you know them. That's the problem with general knowledge.
I was about to say,
So, first question for users: how many hearts does an octopus have?
is it no 8?
No, that's legs.
No, but is it 5? Is it something like that?
You're not far off, but you're not quite there. It's free. So
Ah,
3 hearts for an octopus. But well done for
I,
not just saying one because it's
I
a
was
heart. That's really
I was so
close.
confident.
um,
So
your
confident
your
in
harder
my
general
answer.
knowledge question then. What is
Oh God.
cryophobia a fear of?
Cryophobia.
Yeah.
Is it the fear of being frozen?
Do you know what? I'm going to give you that. I'm going to give you that. Um, yeah, more generally it's a fear of, it's a fear of the cold in general. So yeah, I'm going to
Okay.
give you that one. I think that's worth the point. So
Ideal.
your multiple choice question, and this one is an absolute blinder. And I never searched this out. This actually came up when I asked for multiple choice quiz
Oh
questions.
no.
This was the one that came up. Okay, and this
Okay.
is a blinder, mate. I tell you. Um,
Oh no.
to the nearest second, what
Yep.
is the longest ever recorded fart? Is it? And these answers going to blow you away, right? So, is it A, 2 minutes 12 seconds, B, 2 minutes 42 seconds, or C, 3 minutes 12 seconds?
2 minutes 42 seconds.
You legend, absolutely. Are you googling this?
Nope. I actually. You're never gonna believe this. I actually heard about that recently, and I knew it was 2 minutes, so I had to take a 50-50 guess at both those ones.
Okay, and that record, by the way, because we got to give a little tip of the hat to him. That record is held by Bernard Clemens of London. So fair play. 2 minutes 42 seconds for a fart. I mean,
Really, it
wow.
starts to hurt after
It's
like a
yeah.
minute or something.
It's got
Starts to
to
hurt.
surely.
Like,
I mean, wow,
how
that's
does
incredible.
you have
Okay,
that much air in you?
I know exactly, and I mean, there's got to be some sort of skill to this. I don't know. Okay, anyway, yeah, at Lobbings. Um, right then, which team? So this is your Formula One question now. Which team
Oh no.
has won the most constructors' championships?
Oh, for Ferrari.
Yeah, Ferrari. How many? Do you know?
Is it
16.
6?
So, there you go. And for your every week.
Went too high.
Okay. So that they're being, and I will allow you to the nearest 200.
Uh, how often do you get at the like once a month? Is it?
The charts are every
What?
week, aren't
What
they?
are we saying?
So the charts come out every Sunday, I think
Every
it
week.
is.
Okay, so that's at least 52. So let's go with no 2000. 2000. No. Yeah. Wait.
250,000?
No. Wait. Oh, I don't know, man. 200,000. I
Oh,
don't know.
sorry, that made me laugh.
No.
I don't know, man.
I've got nothing.
Ridiculous question. Just
So
say a number.
572. 5,672.
No.
Right.
So unlucky. If you'd have been
That
like
was
40.
singles a different. That's
Yeah.
outrageous.
I know, right? It's just. In a way, that's the end of your quiz. I figured that out as being 1, 2, 3 correct. So
3.
3 out of 5 is not bad at all, losers. I think that will have you pretty high on the leaderboard come the end of the season. So I will
Hopefully.
record that. Thank you for being the first.
No worries.
Very
Thank
good of you.
you for having me.
And I think you probably ought to get yourself out on track. We've missed the first, almost 5 minutes now of Quali 1, so you best get yourself out there, mate. I do apologise it's gone that late, but that was due. Best, buddy.
Right.
Good luck tonight.
Have a good
See you
one.
later. Right, everyone, that was Oozers. Apologies that we've been doing other. Well, can hear us both fine, so I don't know what James is talking about. It's definitely James. It's a James thing. Okay, and yeah, hello Taylor, welcome, and hello to everybody else as well. Hope you enjoyed our little quiz, even if it did break into the F1 a little bit. But time's starting to be put on the board now, so let's go. So meat roll at the moment, 1 minute 32.9 already. Very quick for Q1. We'll see him through, I am absolutely sure. Reed 33.5, 33.6 from Gunnar. Multiple drivers though, that's Corey 37.4. Malmo has just gone up to P6 on a 34.0. Operator is out there. Oh, he's invalidated into the other Ferrari, then a Baz. We've got a decent amount of lapping. To give you an idea, last season's pole position time here was set by Sainty. We're also going to say hello Sainty. And Sainty set a 1 minute 32.790. I will be expecting pole position to be around about 7 to 8. Well, anywhere between 7 tenths and 1 second quicker than that this evening. So, I see 32.9 already from Meat Brawl, but the track is quicker this year. So, definitely expecting. Well, the last time I did comms around here, pole position was 1 minute 31.7. But that was an exceptionally fast driver, so don't expect that to be matched, but I think they'll get pretty close, you know. 36-0 from Baz. It's in P12 for the moment. Earl has retired, feeling he's done enough, and I completely agree with him. This is the WAOF1 boss man, Mr. Whale. I really hope he just gets through. I don't want him to blame me for not getting through for taking up so much of his quality time. I don't know what happens. Oh, there's a 5-place grid penalty just come up. I didn't see who it was for though. We'll find out at the end, unless one of you guys saw. Was it Victory? I felt like I saw Victory's name, but it might have been for a collision with Victory. I don't know. Well goes into P5 in a way on a 33-7. Two drivers coming into the pits. Operator is back out. Well, not back out, he's still out and having another go, as Epic was disqualified from the session. Operator then into P15 on a 37.9 on that one. As here he is, the man of the hour. Not quite sure what happened for Epic there, but clearly something's gone wrong. Okay, through the hairpin. Looks a little bit dull and dingy up in the sky, doesn't it? It's a bit dark. Actually, for the eagle-eyed viewers amongst you, you'll notice that you're missing the, well, two-time now WAOF1 champion, Darcy, who unfortunately isn't here this week, and I don't believe he'll be here next week. I think he's on holiday for the first two races of the season, so, which, in all fairness, could make it very interesting in his attempt to try and fight back for this championship later in the season, but obviously creates openings for everybody else, as Oozers goes 135.6, Reed retires out as having done enough, as does Gooner, and I think they are both correct. Thank you to this driver in the Haas. This is Greg Stars, who is a late reserve jumping in to field a grid for us. We did only, well, pretty much all day, we've only had the 19 drivers for tonight, as Senti also retires in the pits, but Greg has jumped in within the last hour, sort of said that he could do it if he's allowed, and we said yes please. So thank you very much to him for that. And I know Greg, very good driver, quick, but he did make it quite clear that COTA is not one of his favourites. So we're not expecting miracles from him, but he usually does very well in HRF1 where he drives regularly. To final corner then. Yeah, so this is a 34-1, so, well, he's not bad at it, is he? It may not be one of his favourite tracks, but he's doing okay there. Teammate James Adams a bit further down, in P13. I didn't see the sector time, so I don't know if he's on an improvement or not. It is looking really, really dark. I don't know if any of the drivers could shed a light if we're expecting any rain, but it certainly looks like we might be. Difficult left-hander that, sort of blind as you come up the hill. Trust your judgment that you're getting the turning correct, but James not improving this lap, heading on to a lap. So let's do the hilly hot lap with James Adams to start the season. And PRS open up the pit straight, break down, big braking zone into turn 1, all about getting a good exit though, straightening up the steering wheel, light on the throttle, flat out now. This all these S's in the sector 1 are flat out. Still the right-hander, then the left. Now we come through this right. Still iffy on the old traction on the exit here, so be careful. But it is important to get a good exit for your lap time. Then we head down to the hairpin, late braking, late turning, so that you can straighten up the car a lot easier. You want to keep yourself over to the right-hand side all the way up the straight here. DRS open. Even use the red runoff area if you can. Not necessarily the curb, but use the red runoff areas. Another late braking, left-hander, late turning, and then we head into this, also a late turning. Be careful getting on the power around here, really ease onto it. It's very, very slippery. And then into the long left-hander, probably I would say that now the most difficult corner on the track, I would say. And then the long right-hander, it's a series of right-handers actually, but it's just flat out now on this game. And the blind left-hander into the final corner, late turn in again so that you can open up the steering better, and a decent, very decent in fact, 34.0 from James Adams means that the Haas are both sat nicely in the top 10 at the moment for this evening. Let's go down then to Monkeys. No idea if he's just completed a lap or if he's on a lap, so stick with him. The end of sector 2 is just round here. There he is, yes, he's nearly 3 tenths up. Hey Vice, thanks for joining, buddy. Aren't you on holiday or something? Thank you for joining. And dry all quali and race. Thank you, Taylor. It's just a little bit overcast then, but it's not actually going to rain. Which is good. I think we could do without rain on the first race of the season, to be honest. For those watching that don't necessarily drive on the game themselves, the option to do wet time trial has been removed as Monkeys goes up to P10 with that lap. But yeah, they've removed the option of doing wet time trial. Now, in time trial, you could use other people's setups. So if you're not too good at doing the setups, you could pinch other people's and sort of, you know, just have a little fiddle about with it yourself. But because they've removed the option of the wet time trial, it's going to make wet races potentially very interesting this season. Especially for those guys that don't necessarily know how to create a setup themselves. I can do about half a setup and then I struggle with the other half, so it's, you know, it's a learning curve for all of us. So that goes right to them. Oh, still validates on the blind corner. As I say, you are relying on your senses a little bit through that blind left-hander. So trust your senses. As fortunately Glitch is out now as well. He's in P18, so he will leave us at the end of this session. So Victory is the final corner. Looks like he's improving. And only by a tenth and a half. I thought he was on a big improvement there, but he still improves. Tenth and a half. Has him in P14 at the moment. Nobody else. Unfortunately, the operator, I think, invalidated both laps, this and next lap. So he's gonna. Hopefully, he's got enough fuel to be able to do another lap after. He's not flashing on his wheel light, so I think he can. This is his teammate for the evening. Operator's actual teammate in the Ferrari will be Carsey. But Carsey not here tonight, so Baz has stepped into reserve. See how he gets on. So not to forget, the operator is also a champion. He's a Constructors champion along with Carsey from last season. Oh, Glitch, really can't know this track. It's a great track, man. I love this track. It's, I don't know why. I never used to. I used to absolutely despise COTA. I used to be awful at it. I hated it. And then all of a sudden, doing time trial one day, it just clicked, and I suddenly took well over a second off a time trial in one day, and it just clicked what I was doing wrong, and yeah, it's ever since then. I love it now. As then out the final corner, King Muster 35.3, so that's a 6.5 improvement, and it does put him in P15. Squeezes across the line to start a lap. Here is Corey, quarter of a second up in sector 1. So currently on a 35.7. 10th place is a 34.2, so quite a gap. That's a Ferrari off track. I think, to be fair, they were off track getting out of the way, so as not to impede anybody else's lap. Little things like this for your lap, if you keep the car to the right hand side, it does gain you a few hundredths down the straight. Maybe a few hundredths is a bit much, but it does gain you some time. Corey, full second up pretty much, going through splits at sector 2. Through the long right-hander, all looking good. And very careful through the blind left, and I think that was the liver up because he's improving so much. The last thing he wants to do is invalidate in that penultimate corner. So he goes P14, that is the end of quali for him, or quali 1 for him. Whether it's the end of quali or not will depend on those that are behind him. Nicely through the final corner from Oozers. 34.1, that puts Oozers up to P10, and Oozers is through. Victory, unfortunately, is out. I don't think we'll be seeing him extending Q1 too much through the season. And Baz is into the pits, Operator is finished, and therefore Corey is through. He squeezes through by 0.02 of a second over TRC Victory. To say, I don't think we'll be seeing him be eliminated in Q1 that often. As we just wait now for Baz to be pushed into his garage. It's Meat Burl fastest in Q1. It is only Q1. There's a lot of drivers with a lot of time left in them yet. So, who do we give congratulations to today? Because obviously, for some drivers, getting through Q1 is a superb result. And I have to say, Damir, well done to you, buddy. You are through to Q2. So those guys are all through. So Oozers in P10. That's a fantastic lap from Oozers. And yeah, pretty much it. I think obviously we'll be expecting Epic to make Q2 more often than not. Glitch as well. Victory definitely as well. So, you know, it's well, just looking at this grid, and then you stick Carsey back in it as well, and Moomin. Don't forget Moomin Rider as well. It's going to be super competitive, this league. I absolutely love it. Super. That grid penalty was Epic's, so, but he was then disqualified in a way. Do I 2-stop or 1-stop? You decide, says Glitch. Well, on the strategies, the 2-stop, the 1-stop is the fastest strategy. No, Epic, not tonight, buddy. It's just go and do some TT or something if you want to. Not comms are just for me. Oh, I don't know. The 1-stop is the fastest glitch, but everybody's still a little bit green on the game. So I guess the question could also be, do you expect a safety car or not? And It's WAOF1, so I wouldn't be surprised at all if we were safety car free. On the other hand, it is, as I say, people are still green on the game a little bit. And in other races I've been commentating on, safety cars have been a regular feature so far, so I guess you could have kind of split your decision there and start on the mediums, I guess, Glitch, and then that way you can do either. You can either push it out and go for the one stop, or still make the two, decide at certain points to two stop instead. But it is a short pit stop around here, so it is certainly one of the tracks where you consider it. Somebody did say to me the other day that it's not beneficial to two stop around here, but maybe that was just them. You don't know. You got to take the driver into account as well. So yeah, interesting. I'm certainly interested to see what you do, Glitch. Taylor, loving COTA on the game, feeling confident. I'm glad to hear that. And I agree, COTA is one of the absolute awesome tracks so far in this game. It's one of the really improved ones. Along with Japan, as I said to Uzas in the interview, along with Japan, there's another one that feels so much better. There are others, of course. It's Gunnar making his way round slowly so as not to wear the tyres. That is something you've got to be aware of around here. If you're doing a second run on the same tyres, they are a lot slower. It does take its toll on the soft tyre around here, so I think for that reason, actually, Glitch, that's probably why I would go a one stop, because it really can take the toll on the soft tyre around here. You just don't know, do you? Anyway, Darby Gunnar for his first lap of Q2. And I would predict here that this is going to be mighty, mighty close. And that's 10th spot. Free stuff it is. What if it comes off? You're a legend. And then steady. Don't forget, obviously, Q2. I know I always say this, but Q2 drivers often set their first lap on the used set of tyres from Q1. So mostly I tend to do it, and the reason I do it is simply because I like to have a target on the screen. So I like to have a delta that I'm competing against. You can only get that by setting a lap. So I always use the same set of tyres from Q1 to do that. If anybody's wondering why the game on full qualifying isn't doing the 33.7 for Gunnar, decent first lap, Uzas 35.1. Yeah, if anybody's wondering why the game's not doing the odd changes to the full qualifying system where they have to use hards in Q1, mediums in Q2 and softs in Q3, it's because that is a test for this season in certain races. It's not an absolute laid down rule yet. 32.7 from Meat Bro continues his very impressive form from Q1. Who else we've got coming around is Mamo. 32.8 from Mamo goes into P2. I think those laps will see those two through. Corey goes into P9. Someone else. Oh, that was an out lap from Mackenzie. Damir 35.1 goes P8 for the moment. The other Haas then of Greg will be next. Here he comes. There's the car out wide, turns in to the blind corner nicely. So the corners we've seen from Greg here look very good. It's a 33.9 from Greg, goes P6 for the moment. Literally just ahead of his teammate James Adams by 15 thousandths of a second. Faster than a blink of an eye. Well there. May have been rather distracted by the Red Bull. we caught that right at the death, so I'm not going to say that the Red Bull's done anything wrong because we didn't really see that. We just literally switched to it just as he was going across the track. So it may, at the very least, I think, have distracted well at the very least. But into the pits he comes. Well, what's going on there? Strange. P8 for Mackenzie. So down here into the pits, I would assume that everybody is doing exactly that. Mick Brawl retires, feeling he's done enough, and I hasten to agree with him. So I think Mamo can be absolutely safe as well. I'm not convinced about Sainty on the 33.5 and Reed. They may need to come out again. That's one of those sorts of times it's a bit iffy to just sort of assume you'll be okay on that. Not when you've got the likes of James here and Whale that are currently outside the top 10, haven't got tons on the board yet. So, well, and Monkeys as well. Nice sexy one, that from James. Very tidy. And around the hairpin. Again, not keeping it to the. I don't know why drivers aren't keeping it to the right hand side. I've not seen anybody do it yet. So just how much curb you used on the inside. You can use so much there without invalidating. Probably a little bit silly, to be honest. One of the very lenient places on a circuit, which you don't get very many of those in F1. Right-hander. If you were watching when we were on F1-22, it was dodgy going through that right-hander flat out if you used an aggressive setup, but on 23 it's an absolute doddle. 34.5 from James. I think there's a few little mistakes in there, and he's got loads of time left in that lap yet. His teammate Monkeys into the pits. Okay. Right, who else have we got back out then? So Gunner's back out. And he's just starting a lap. He goes through the S's. The Meat Bro has left the session. Don't leave the session, Meat Bro. You do. Let's invite him back. Very much. The skill of that hairpin is very much on the exit. It can still be a little bit slippery. I usually find if you just turn your differential up just one notch, which is well, one notch is actually 5 notches. So when you're in the car, so if you press it once, it goes up 5. But yeah, I find if you do that before that hairpin and then just turn it back down afterwards, that helps with your exit. Nicely done for Gunnar, a little bit wide on the penultimate corner. So it's a 32.8 from Gunnar, and that will see him through to Q3, I'm sure of it. But, yeah, I'm just sort of a little bit wide in the penultimate corner, but it's so easy to invalidate there. That, you know, you sort of, your mind sort of goes towards safety and makes you go out a little bit wide so as not to invalidate, and it's so yeah, it's not ideal really. You do lose a couple attempts by doing that. So it certainly means Gunnar's got some more time in his lap yet. It's going to be one to watch this year, Gunnar. He is actually reserving though, that's the thing, he didn't take a full-time seat. So he is in tonight as a reserve, but any races he is involved in this season is going to be... Let's see how he gets on. He's an incredibly improved driver. He was doing that, the improvement though, at the end of 22, and he's carried it through into 23. And he's an absolute regular on the podium across my commentaries. Oh, Dorian into the pit. Damn it, Dorian. Oops. When I said into the pits, I didn't mean literally. Drove into the pit. Oh yeah, into the pit wall. Okay. Oh well, has pumped it up into a P4. Missed that one, but that's a 33.2. Got on outlaps. Gunnar, obviously, we've seen complete his lap. Whale has done a lap. That's why he's up to P4. So we're going to be looking at, it looks like it's going to be Mackenzie next. Gunnar reaches the pit lane and retires, having done enough. I think pretty much anybody in the 32s is going to be safe. I think that the cut-off we're going to be looking, by the end of the session, I think the cut-off's going to be somewhere in the 33s, probably mid-33s. So here he goes. Starts. Should be the lap that carries him through. Really attacking those S's in sets of one. It's looking very nicely, I have to say. Really attacks the exit there as well, which is very easy to spin on, so you've got to be careful. You do allow medium traction in this league. Well, you allow full traction actually, but just seldom use now full traction because 23 is so much easier on lower traction now. See, down to the end of the straight. Certainly navigating the course very, very nicely. It's looking like a good lap. I will hold my hand up. I didn't see a split time again, but certainly looking strong. It's looked fast while we've been watching him. So car ahead is going to be well out the way. Reaches him. So here we go. 33.5 for Mackenzie, moves him up to P5, and that is exactly what I had in mind for. I was saying what the cut-off would be, so it could end up being close for him. It'll also depend a lot on the guys further down. So let's go to 70 and take a look at his lap. Gunnar, your PB! That's not your PB as in faster than your time trial though, is it? That's an in-session PB. Your time trial's faster than that. Whale sees the checkered flag as he's in the pits, and so I think it's safe. So the guys on the 32s are definitely safe. It's, I think Whale is as well. It's the guys that are in the sort of mid 33s. I'm not sure exactly where the cutoff's going to be, but Sainty is absolutely demolishing his previous time. Looks like he may well go fastest on this lap. It surprised me to see him go fastest. Almost as if he's laying down a challenge to meet Bro. 32.4. His fastest in Q2. Very, very good lap indeed from Sainty. Who else we got? Oh, I was just about to say Oozers pops it into P10, but somebody's knocked him down. I think it was James, popped up to 6th. James Adams now he's well off. No, I think that's it. I think that is it. James is well off, so James Adams that is. So that's the end of Q2. So I'll tell you what, very well done to him. We're going to say goodbye to Oozers in P11. That's a fantastic qualifying from Oozers on the first round of the season. So well done, buddy. James Adams P12. Damir also absolutely fantastic. P13. Monkeys in 14. And Corey a little bit further back than what we're used to seeing him. But he'll start in P15. Just wait for Mackenzie and James Adams to be pushed into the pits. Mackenzie's been pushed into the pits, so just James Adams now. But going through then, yeah, quality PP. That's what I thought going there, because I was going to say your TT's around about the same as mine. Mine's a 32.4, and yours is about the same, I think. So, yeah, or I'm 32.3. I think I improved actually, so it might be 32.3. I don't know, I can't remember. In a way, going into the pole position shootout is Sainty, Meatborough, Gooner, Mamo, Whale, James, Greg Stars, awesome from Greg this evening, stepping in the last moment. Mackenzie, Rocket Reed, who did his lap on the medium tyre on the 33.597. I'm surprised he didn't come out and do another one, to be honest. That was a bit iffy, but it got him through nonetheless. And his teammate as well, Dorian, through in P10. So the Red Bulls, just looking down the list there, am I right? I think I'm right in saying the Red Bulls are the only team to have both drivers in the top 10. I looked down the list quite quickly, so I might have missed another one, but I think that was right. And so, into the pole position shootout we go. Who will act first? Sainty usually likes to get out quickly. What's going on with him? There's a Red Bull. That's... Oh no, there is one further out, further down. Who is that? That is Meatborough. So Meatborough is going to get the camera time for being out first. Surefire way of getting yourself on the stream for the evenings to get out first in a quality session. You used to see it in the old days back. I don't know if I mean, but they probably do still do it now, but not in the same way. But back in the old days, when it was just qualifying was a 1 hour session, and in that session you used to be able to do 4 attempts, 4 laps. So yeah, you used to see the bottom teams all going down to the end of the pit lanes to try and be first out. So like back in the times I'm thinking of, the Minardi and teams like that would have been sat at the end of the pit lane trying to get out first so that their sponsors could get on TV so they get more money. Those were the days. Those were the days when racing was racing. And my taxes go out as soon as possible to get on screen. There you go, see? You get more money from your sponsors that way, though, Glitch. Here we go then, Meat Bro. Up to turn 1. See, only using a bit of curb on the outside for the entry. Previous years you used to go out and really use a load of curb for the entry. So you could really sort of, turn into the corner and get the exit better, but don't seem to be so favoured to do so this season. I found, because doing a bit of time trial, I was trying all that sort of thing out into turn 1, and I was finding the more I hung it out to the right hand side to open up the entry to the corner, it was actually became more and more difficult to slow the car down out there, so saw a little bit more there from Meat Bro, where he's keeping the car a bit further right than other drivers. Happy to use those red sort of run-off bits, but when a curb appeared, he returned to the racetrack. And then yellow flag showing up. That's just it started set to 2. Looks like it might be an AlphaTauri, but they are moving again, so they seem to be okay. He brought down 32.6 with his first Q3 lap. Reed immediately goes quicker with the fastest lap of the day so far, 32.3. Dorian follows him across the line, 33.4. Sainty 33.1. So it looks like it's first blood to Reed. Waiting for Mamo. 32.6 from Mamo, so he goes into P3 ahead of Sainty. Who else we got? Greg, 33.9. He's going through the rights now. It's like Gunnar. James is back to the pits. Gunnar, I think, invalidated his first lap. He's invalidated this lap as well. Either that or he might have invalidated this and next lap, so it's effectively just an in lap, I think. So there we go. That's the first run's done. Q3 normally consists of each driver doing 2 attempts. Pretty much just waiting for everybody to make their way back to the pits. Seems to driving past some people. Layman, they are driving very slow. And obviously invalidated. He looked like he was going at a decent pace there, so he might have been using that as a bit of a practice lap, in lap, but it was already invalidated, I believe, when he crossed the line. So in he comes, as does everybody else. Go. So we will be waiting then to see who acts first for the second run. And sometimes, might have expected someone like James or Gunnar to get out really quick, because it's always the possibility then that if you were to go out again and you invalidate again, then you could still get back to the pits to have a third attempt. But obviously if you do complete the lap, so you don't invalidate it and you do complete it, you wouldn't then have time to do an in-lap and pit and get back out, so treat it like everybody else, I guess you could say. It looks like there's a Red Bull on its way. I believe it is Reed. At some point the camera will change. There we go. So, are we about to see the pole lap? Got into underfield countless times just gets his streaks on. Yeah. It's even worse when you've saved your setup on a practice run and you've been doing a race practice run. So your saved setup's got about like 36 laps of fuel in it or something like that. But you're rushing, so you stick it on and go out on the quality lap and go, oh god, what have I done? It's still the only one. Oh, no, I take it back. I was about to say he's still the only one out of track, but actually no. The McLaren of Gunnar is out now, and Dorian is on his way out. So yeah, I'm just thinking Reed might not have timed this great. You know, I'm just thinking of when other drivers might be coming out to do their hot laps. Could easily hit some traffic. Now they should get out of the way. Obviously, by putting yourself in that situation when you're going to hit traffic, you're always taking a risk, I guess, but there's no one actually exiting the pits now, so we should be fine. Yeah, he's going to have a beautiful stretch of road in front of him, no issues at all. Car in front of him is right up at the hairpin, so he's got no problems at all. Must be lagging around a lot as we go through set 2, and I've noticed that on a couple of other laps. Yay, so certainly looked good from Reed so far. It's just a bit difficult to tell sometimes when he's lagging around like mad, but yeah, he is actually a bit down. He's 1/10.5 down. And when you've gone as quick as he has on his previous lap, that can be very difficult to make up in one sector. And he's heading back to the pit lane. So that's qualifying then for Reed, but at the moment he is sat in provisional pole. But weirdly, his teammate Dorian also 1/10.5 down, although that's section 1, and he has invalidated in fact. So let's go then to Gunnar in the McLaren. As the, I think it's a Mercedes, gets out of the way. That was Mamo. There's potential that he could reach, well, yeah, he could find some more traffic before the end of this lap. It's going to be tight, I think. 102.3 through the second sector. I heard him, or you saw him say in the chat, in the stream chat there, that he hits PB in the final lap of Q2. As that driver very aware there, gets out of the way. Really well done to that driver. And it's 32.7 from Gunnar. That puts him into P4 just ahead of Sainty. And he returns the favour by getting out of the other driver's way. I believe that driver was Mackenzie, it was, yeah. So well done to both of the two on that. Just looking down at the track map, and I think Well is the next driver, so it's the end of sector 2, and he's half a second up. looking at a low 33 and would be battling, at the moment, it would be battling Sainty. Obviously, we'd be expecting Sainty to go somewhat faster, but that never, doesn't always happen. Just has to correct a little bit. At the final corner then, it looks good. It's 33.1 from Well P6. You don't quite get Sainty, he's 12 thousandths away from him. But a very decent run, and talking of Sainty, here he is, he's 4 attempts up. Certainly looking competitive. Has he found any more? Oh my word, he has. 32.2. He finds a massive time in sector 3. Meat Brawl as well. Oh no, he lost the lap. He was improving through sector 2, but something went wrong in sector 3 then. Mamo has invalidated. The Gunner has already done his lap. And Mackenzie is invalidated. What about James? No, he's invalidated. So that is it. It's always the risk at COTA. It is easy to invalidate. Lots of tracks like it. Well, it's congratulations then for Sainty, who does take pole position at the first race of the season. Mighty close between him and Reed. Reed with a fantastic P2. And we'll do the countdown in just a minute. Can I get a Hoya? Oh, yeah, Hoya! There we go. I don't know what a Hoya is, but there we go. Sainty then pole position by basically half a tenth to Rocket Reed. Then a few tenths back then to Meat Brawl in P3. Mamo, brilliant P4 from him. Gunner in P5, and that's the sort of regular position I would expect to see him throughout the season if he can get the seat, I guess, as a reserve. Whale in P6, I think is superb. He's had his troubles in pre-season, but that's a brilliant qualifying. Well done. Well done. There you go. Greg Stiles in P7, Dorian 8. Mackenzie 9, maybe a little bit disappointed. I think Mackenzie, I feel he could have done better. And James will definitely be disappointed not to get a time on the board, but he's definitely looking good, James, I have to say. There we go. Predictions for your race from the back. I think you can still get a top 10 here, mate. I don't think there's any reason you couldn't. Just make sure those overtakes are clean. That's all we care about. And also remember, everybody scores. So if you finish the race, you score points. So it's not all about trying to win. Okay, guys. Well, that's the end of qualifying. Well done to those drivers. To all the drivers on our first qualifying of the season. That will, of course, take us into the 50% race, but we will be taking a 5-minute break. So if you like me, you like your coffee or your tea or whatever, go and grab yourself a brew, or maybe a beer out of the fridge, and I'll see you shortly. Okay guys, back with you as we get close to race start. I think there's still another couple of minutes left, to be fair. But I got my coffee, that's what I need. So, let's have a look. I think Epic's put in a Discord what happened for him in qualifying. So, he crashed, rear smacked the wall, so had diffuser damage. Yeah, but you only drive into the pits and it fixes that for you, as far as I know. Who's his teammate, Sainty, on the pole position. Night Dad on pole position. Loser saying, "Yeah, Sainty, you wee dancer." He's got a little bit gif of Kermit the Frog dancing. Awesome. Oh, I do love Loser's. He's incredible. Epic says he got Hillies to ahoy at. I'm proud. Go. Right, so we are just about to get going. So no formation lap, guys, because of glitches with it at the moment. So out the lights go, and away we go. And look at, oh, there's a bit of an accident. I didn't see any carbon fibre fall off, so maybe they've gotten away with that, but there was definitely an incident further down. As we are underway, and Mamo is dropping right to the back. Oh, he's round, so I assume almost certainly a contact in turn 1. As Corey gets a 5-second penalty for a severe collision with Dorian. And there is a... Well, it appears there's a yellow flag, can't decide if it's coming out or not. Well, it's carnage, I think. I can't tell. It's, I mean, people have dropped off. So Baz and James Adams side by side there. I can't see any obvious damage on these cars, so I can only assume they're spins. You know, there may be contacts that's caused spins, but I can't see any obvious signs of damage. We'll soon see when we get to the end of the lap if they pit or not. But at the moment, Sainty and Reed are already pulling out a gap. 2.1 seconds to Gunnar, who's up a couple of places into P3. And Epic is up 13 places already to P7. Glitch up 10. Obviously, they would have been helped by the spins and that, but still... Well, I can't get away from it, can I? It's pretty epic. Monkey's up 8 places. As we do have some pitters there. Mamo is in. Damir is in. It's the 2 Mercedes are both in. Presumably, oh, well, not quite a stack. I mean, there was a little pause there while they got the new wing out for Damir, but not much to write home about. Dorian has had to pit as well after such a good quali, but yeah, at the moment, Sainty and Reedy are pulling away. They look strong. They look very strong. Gunnar, who's got himself into P3, is being followed by Greg Stars, who they will know each other very well from HRF1. But look at this group behind. Super close. Just going to put down there in Discord a second. Comments or anything in Discord, just making sure. Usually something major's happened to someone they've shouted by now, so I think everything's okay. May not be okay in the sense of it may be a few things. Oh, Reed's round! Reed is round! Where's he gone? No, he's not! Reed is he round or not? No, he's not round. I apologise, that was one massive, gigantic bit of lag on my screen. I apologise to Reed and any fans out there. That was a huge bit of lag, showing him round the wrong way on the penultimate corner when he was actually up braking for turn 1. So here is Nick. I thought we'd take a quick look at it. It's now at 14 places and close to the back of Mackenzie here, and Mackenzie doesn't have DRS to the car ahead of him. Monkey's another one. He's up 7 places. He's had a superb start. Looks like something's gone wrong from Mamo's back to the pits again. So those guys, obviously, that have had to pit early doors are going to be wanting a safety car to get them back into the race. At the moment, as Mackenzie attempts a little switch back, but I think Epic's covered it off. Nice bit of racing from the pair of them, and that is Epic up into P5, and now behind his teammates there's something else going on just behind here. Meatbro and Monkeys. Final corner. Sweet. See, oh no, Epic. After all that work, he spun it round coming out the final corner. Maybe a bit power happy. Trigger happy on the power. And that's dropped him down. He's got it going again, but it's dropped him down to P13. All that hard work. Meatbro gets past Mackenzie into P6, who then finds himself in a Williams sandwich, although Glitch actually has just lost out to James, and Well is attacking him as well here. So tight in this group. This is P5 Monkeys. And P5 taking us down to Oozers in P11. This group. Glitch to the inside here, James, and gets the move done. Nicely driven again from the both of them. It's actually this group, actually, to be fair to them, are driving very well. It's very easy. And it only takes one driver to make a slight mistake when you're in a group like this, and it can all go pear-shaped. That one, going into a big braking zone and they're just a little bit late, can happen quite easy on the brakes because most of the drivers do use the corner line, so you rely on it for your braking points. So, James, inside of Glitch, retakes that position, and Glitch is coming around the outside now into turn 2, and into the S's will have the inside. James there as well though, and I think in the end, they both run off track a little bit, and Oozers is trying to take advantage. And Oozers gets both of them. Oozers gets both of them. Is up to P9. Nicely done from the wee Scotsman. Looks like James and Glitch are still at it. I don't think Glitch has got DRS. He's going to be a sitting duck. He might even come under fire from victory here. Or is it now? He's just going to run out of tarmac by the looks of it. But this is where it becomes difficult on F1-23. You know, James has got that move done and he's past Glitch, but it's so hard. So hard to drop the driver that's behind. outside the 1 second. So just noticed at the top of the screen there, Reed's picked up a penalty. Still driving fantastically. The MP2, he's dropped a couple of seconds off of Sainty, but with that penalty there, that's not really... kind of automatically doesn't become his target anymore. It's I think really keeping the gap to remain on the podium now becomes his target because of the penalty. So Glitch then has fallen away from James, so James done very, very well to break that 1 second. He's now trying his best to edge back into the 1 second of Oozers. He's up to P9. Really in amongst the Oozers, isn't he? His pace, compared to last season, his pace looks absolutely delightful this season. James nips into the 1 second there, but that was after the activation, so he shouldn't... No, he doesn't have DRS here. He still pick up his slipstream, but it won't be enough for an overtake this lap. Oh my goodness, as these three wide. Mackenzie, Monkey's Whale. Well, it actually looks like he's sort of said there, actually no, I'll come out of that and let those two carry on. If I was in that situation, I'd have done that. Let the other two battle, I'll just save some energy and let them carry on. So you would think that monkeys, in fact, will be a little bit vulnerable. Goes for a switchback, Monkeys. I think he's done it well as well. So, sorry, I've just realised, guys, we haven't taken a look at the tyres, have we? So I'll just switch it to tyres there so you can see it on the left. And we have a full track yellow, and it is a full safety car. And I am searching through the drivers to see if I can find... I may have calls this. Daniel's into the pits. But then he's on softs, so you'd expect him into the pits in a way. And there's no front wing change, so it doesn't look like it was Damir. Answers on the postcard. Did anybody watching spot it? Oh, it was Oozers. It was Oozers. He is missing his front wing. Oh, just as well, I don't know if I can count that as a commentator's curse. I did sort of praise him and say how beautifully he was driving, but how beautiful his pace looks this season. But I don't think that's a commentator's curse. You've got to take some responsibility as a driver, you know. Can't blame the commentator for everything. Epic says, yeah, you have some good pace. Well, you do. Certainly have some good pace, Epic, but you've got to keep out of the walls as well, buddy. Otherwise, things like that, all that good work that you did, unfortunately, coming out of that final corner was rather ruined. Into the pits we come. So... it is that point of the race, isn't it? We're on lap 8. Easy switch to hards to go to the end from here. Gunnar can actually make these mediums go to the end. He will be struggling at the end of the race. He will be slow, but he can definitely get them there. There's no issues with that, as we see a bit more lag, as it looks like Meatball goes right into the back of Greg, but he didn't. Operator has remained out on the mediums that he started the race on, so he's running now in P9, but that will be one thing about this game that we've definitely seen so far in pre-season is that if you're on older tyres and if it's like 7 laps, it's gonna hurt on the restart. You're gonna have serious problems pace-wise. Mackenzie stayed out on his hards I don't know. I think that was definitely a timed. It's such a time for the safety car that we should have been seeing pit stops there. As Damir's had a little spin under the safety car at turn 1. Did he hit anything? I don't think he hit anything. No, he's got all his front wing there, so I think he's okay. Just a little embarrassing moment, maybe. A little spin. Mackenzie, for whatever reason, there was driving very slow. Reed overtook him on the safety car there, so not allowed to do that. So has to give the place back. She does quickly. So safety car definitely won't be in this lap, so we'll definitely be doing lap 9 under the safety car as well. No consistency. I would say it's no consistency. Try and give me another comeback. We'll see what you can do, buddy, but just keep those moves clean. That's all we care about. Keep the moves clean. Look good so far with that. Yeah, so far so good. I think it's been a good race so far. There was clearly a few knocks going about on lap 1. There so often is, in all fairness, there so often is. So it's not a massive shot to see that, whether it's 23, 22 or 21 or 20 that you're playing. That always happens, or tends to happen. But the fact is, we do have a safety car, but all 20 drivers are in the race. And what I'm just going to do is do a little check through all the drivers and make sure nobody's ghosted. This isn't to try and catch somebody out when they shouldn't be ghosted, it's to see if anybody's lost connection that I haven't noticed. So, just have a look through. Nope, appears everybody's there. So, and as you can see from where Damir is here, he's going to catch the back of the safety car in the next corner or two. Very close to the back of it now, they're just coming through here. Just be a bit careful because it's a bit blind. There it is. And he slows down. So that's all 20 cars caught up. Everybody is on the lead lap. So nobody is a lap down. And we will get going at the end of this lap. What I'd say here is to the drivers is just be a bit careful. There's going to be a long look here, so that the confirmation comes that safety car in this lap, so the safety car is going to drive off. There's still quite a bit of lap to go, so it's quite a big chunk of lap where drivers are having to drive exceptionally slow. So just be a bit careful. You see, that's what I'm saying. Monkeys could easily have hit the car ahead there. Just be a bit careful. Remember, there is no driving side by side. I am looking out for that, so what I can tell, everybody's behaving themselves. So let's get to the front lot now as they look to resume racing, and here they go. Mackenzie picks himself up 3 seconds. That looks a little harsh, but wanting to get off to a good start, obviously, as Reed moves to the inside. Much fresher tyres, but does outbrake himself, and that allows Mackenzie to get back through on the inside with a switchback. Could easily have left himself open to Gunnar there, but actually for Gunnar just couldn't quite get alongside. So on we go. He's latest to pick up 3 seconds. I think there'll be quite a lot more of that before the end of this race, guys. This is an easy track to pick up penalties on. That sector 1. So, sorry, who was that? That was that's Reed getting past Mackenzie, and it looks like Gunnar's going to try and follow him through. Gunnar has the slipstream, although Reed moves over. Gunnar could get both of them. On the outside, Reed could end up sandwiched here. Oh, it's never going to be a good thing. They do, all 3 of them do come through it. There's a little bit of wheel banging from the pair of them. possibly wasn't the best moment, if I'm honest with you. And it looks like Reed's got P2. Gunnar drops to 4, following a tiny bit of contact, but it was contact nonetheless. Meatbro took advantage of that and moved into P3. As Dorian drops down, what's happened to you, Dorian? He's lost it out of the left-hander. Very easy place to lose it, and something's happened to Epic at some point as well. So it's come down, and the racing is fast, it's ferocious. So yeah, another attempt of a switchback there as Mackenzie goes up the inside. Monkeys tries to switch back. The other hash was kind of slightly in the way of that switchback, but he has navigated it nonetheless, and Monkeys does take that position, so up to P5 for Monkeys. But, Sedler, Mackenzie's doing his absolute best to battle with these guys, but this is certainly something we've noticed on this game. If you do have older tyres, well, Mackenzie's always there on the inside. Are you there, buddy? And as Greg Stars goes through, takes a position, Whale follows him through and takes advantage of that. It's tight racing, really is. Down, and it's tight again between Mackenzie and the AlphaTauri. I think it was a James. Bit of contact again. Now we got that glitch, I think, on the outside it is. And oh, Greg Stars has ended up round. He's lost it, I believe, out the corner. I don't know if that was a contact or whether he's just lost it himself. Oh, Greg. Reset to track. If you're beached, you can reset. But looks like he's going to get going again. Took a moment, a little bit silly, accelerating into the barrier, but hopefully he's going to. I don't think there was anything naughty in that from Greg. I think he just, I think he made a mistake to accelerate into the barrier there. I don't think that was anything. I don't think he was trying to retire himself or anything like that. It was just a mistake. Ultimately, is forcing him to pit. Does look like the incident has brought out a safety car though. That will allow. Oh, well, he retires from the session. It's a shame. That's a shame from Greg. Well, I'm surprised to see him asked back for doing that, but there we have it. Thank you anyway, Greg, for turning up this evening, coming in last minute to fill the grid up for us. Thank you for doing that in a way. We now have a second safety car. Now, I can't guarantee this, guys, but I do. The last couple of commentaries I've done at Australia, well, the last two commentaries I've done, they happen to have been at Australia. The safety car limit has been 3 and not 5 like it was on F1-22. Now, I know this because after the 3 safety cars in both those races, there were crashes that would 100% have brought out a safety car if it could. So this is our second safety car. So I think if we were to have another one after this, it would be the last one. Okay, Greg, thank you. No worries, bud. Yeah, tire attempts are looking like they're a bit of a pain in this game. I don't know if there's a glitch or whether it's just the way it is the truth of it. But there are some tracks in particular, and a little hint here for everyone, Hungary. Hungary is one of them, where tire temperatures can go through the roof. They also are getting very hot during wet weather, which is obviously the opposite to what's supposed to happen. So I suspect there may be a little glitch in there somewhere which they might fix in upcoming patches, but I can't be sure of that. But Yeah, 109. What it would anywhere around 107 actually, Greg, is okay. 109's a little bit hot. It's not massively. Yeah, 107 is okay, but ideally I would say you want them around 103, 104. But it is hotter than last season. Last season you definitely did not want to go above 100 last season on 22. But this year that's fine. So about 103, 104 I would say is a good place to get the sweet spot sort of thing. So there we have it. It's Epic operator, who has now pitted, of course. He did, remember, start in the first safety car. Has now pitted. He is on hard tyres and will go to the end of the race. Doing a good job today, his operator. Only Epic behind him, but it doesn't tell the whole story. He's got Dorian in 14th on 11 lap hold hard, so there are some other drivers that are on like 5 lap hold and 6 lap holds that may well struggle later in the race here. So there may well be opportunities for the likes of Dorian, Damir, and oh no, Damir's one of the ones on 6 lap hold tyres. Mackenzie, Mamo, Epic. Into the pits. I was wondering why he just gained about 4 places. He is into the pits. So on medium tyres, what's he going to switch to? Has he got a set of hards? No, another set of mediums available. That's good. So yeah, can't blame him on that. He was last in a way, so why not take the opportunity to pit? He can always switch back to the other tyres later if needed, if there was to be another safety car. But that makes absolute sense from Epic, because tyre wear, as we've said a few times already, has a serious effect on this year's game. So I think I would have done exactly the same thing in his shoes there. In a way, it is Sainty that leads, and he leads from Rocket Reed, although Rocket Reed does have a penalty. He, to be quite honest, could have done with this race remaining safety car free after picking up that penalty, but it's always the way. As soon as you need no safety cars, you get one, and if you need one, you never get one. So that's the way it feels when you're out there. Meat Brolin P3, Gunnar still going along very nicely in P4. Monkeys is having a superb race, may I just say. That he's running in P5 and does have a penalty. Whale, another one who's having a great race in P6. Glitch as well, P7. But again, does have a penalty. James going along very nicely, P8. Oozer's back up to P9, so that's his joint highest he's been in a race so far, so he's going along very nicely as well. He'll be looking to get James because he's got fellow admin directly ahead of him. That's what he'd be aiming for. Oh, there you are. Epic's actually telling us. That's okay, Greg. No worries, mate. Yeah, you're more than welcome. I hope you did enjoy what you did get out there. And Epic, yeah, actually telling us there. Look, so tires are on 10%. It's not a huge amount, but it's still 10% fresher now. So why on earth not? Makes sense, because you know, if there was to not be a third safety car, then all these guys are intending to go to the end of the race on the tyres they are on. Only exception might be Dorian. He may have to pit again. I really don't know, if I'm honest. Anyway, away they go again. Sainty leads us away. As we see people through that final corner. Just make sure everybody gets through there okay. They do seem to. Back to Sainty now at the front. He's already looking like he's pulling away slightly. As say, things looking rather calm throughout the field at the moment. Slightly unusual, but I'm sure it'll pick up in just a moment. Well in there picking up a penalty, but so did somebody else. I didn't see who the first one was. It popped up. So there will be plenty more. We're halfway through the race effectively, so there's going to be plenty more penalties yet. Don't worry about that. As I say, it's a very easy track to pick up penalties on. As we've got side by side here, Monkeys and James. Sorry, no, Whale and Monkeys. My apologies. As Whale makes the move and he's up to P5. Can he hold it here? Just needs to keep it within the lines, and he does. So that is Whale up to P5. Nicely done. Oh, Monkeys just has a little oversteery moment going into the fast right-hander. But they are probably still a little bit low on the old tyre temperatures after the restart, so that is the sort of corner you can have a little oopsie if you're not careful. Come back down to the field here as you see one or two cars start moving to the inside to have a look at the driver in front of them. This is Mackenzie having a look at Oozers and makes the corner nicely, leaves plenty of space on the outside. Oozers can't quite defend that one off, and he's just coming under a bit of pressure here from Victory as well. And Victory does indeed make his way through. So Victory into P10. So Oozer's down to 11. However, he's penalty free. The two drivers that overtook him aren't, and Victory's just picked up another penalty. So Oozers doesn't actually have to beat those guys on track, but if he's, as long as he's within the penalty range, he'll pick up those places. See how tight the racing is. It's so close. Exceptionally close, to be honest. Oh, it was just well, I don't know. That may need an investigation from the stewards, that one. But initial thoughts, it did look like Oozers maybe turned in, but I would never make an actual decision while a race is active, because there's always another story if you see the other person's point of view, so leave those sorts of things down to the stewards. Is that epic again? It is! Get this car under control, lad. It's a virtual safety car. So, fortunately for him, the virtual won't stay out for the... Wants to get across, or back round to the pits before it ends. It's at least soften the blow slightly. Oh, Dorian picks up a drive-through penalty for speeding under VSC. Very, very easy to do, guys. Very easy to do. There's a little bit of luck of the draw that if you're hitting a corner when that virtual safety car ends, it's so easy to go red on your delta. Obviously, the safety car is exceptionally slow through corners compared to the cars. So that delta disappears extremely quickly. Fair enough, it's all goes to car then, but don't look like it, mate. Damir gets DRS. Corey behind him, Oozers in front of him. He's in an admin sandwich. Epic gets 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. He will receive his new front wing. So he can't serve the 5 seconds there. He's got to... If you pick up the penalty entering the pitch, you can't serve it on that stop. You've got to wait for another one. He goes to soft tyres, and he can get those to the end. Again, they might be a little bit slow towards the end of the race, but you can get them there. And still got that set of mediums that you could go back to if there were to be another safety car that gets him back onto the back of the pack. So it's a top three battle then. We've got Sainty in the lead, we've got Rocket Reed in P2 with a penalty, and we've got Meat Burl P3. If you look behind us, Gunnar isn't far behind, but there's just a bit of a gap. And of course, with him being on the medium tyres, you would think that the hard tyre drivers have got at least a bit of an advantage over him now. It probably isn't a massive one, but at least a bit. So I'm just going to go down to Mamo. He's making a move. Mamo up the inside of Monkeys into turn 1. Nicely done for Mamo. And that moves him up to P8. Again, another driver who's penalty free could easily gain at the end of this race. So here we have the top 3. I've not concentrated much on the front runners because they have disappeared, but now we've got this sort of 3-car battle. Sort of makes it a bit more interesting to watch them. And here is Reed to the inside of Sainty. Never quite fully alongside, and Sainty can defend that one quite easily. Sainty runs out wide, just to cover it. Don't think you would have got a warning for that. Usually when you end up running really quite wide like that, you just take yourself off the power slightly and it won't give you a warning. It's the usual thing. It's the ones where you run where you're just slightly off track. They tend to be the ones where the game is really strict with you. Yellow flags, and there is a crash. There's all sorts. This is James Adams' glitch. I swear I saw somebody else off track. So anyway, crashed at the final corner. The yellow flag, I'm glad to say, is cleared. We continue racing. He's just drops off a little bit, but we're back onto the straight. We should have DRS though. Yeah, he does, but he still looks vulnerable here to Meat Burl, who seems to get a really good overspeed with the slipstream. And he has P2 on track now. But obviously, as previously said, with Reed having the penalty in the way, unless these other guys pick up penalties, there's not a lot he can do really, other than try and stay on the podium. He's got the tyre advantage over Gunnar, so you'd fancy Reed to be able to do that, to be honest. But we go with these two then. As Monkeys does make the corner, all seemed good. Around again, plenty of room left again. That's nicely done. A little bit of wobbliness going on out the corners, but they were leaving each other room. There was a yellow flag, and I've got absolutely no idea who it was. It disappeared pretty quickly before I could look to find out, so continue on with these guys as you fancy now that Victory. Well, I thought he was probably going to get a run up to turn 1, but Monkey seems to exit the corner a lot better. Victory definitely exits that one better, but not really an ideal place to try and make a move here, so it would be better advised to just try and stay on the gearbox here and keep the move for the back straight. DRS. Neither driver really has any energy left. Both running very low, and I'll tell you what, they've both got suddenly much quicker Corey, who is on 5-lap younger medium tyres, now within their 1 second as Reed picks up another penalty. It's Victory here. Surely will pick up the run now. Heads down to the left-hander on the inside. Monkeys comes back to the inside to make a move himself. There's a little switch back there from Victory. And there's another little switch back. Are we going to get a third switch back here? We may well do. We are. Switchback City. In the end, I don't quite know how he's managed that, but Monkeys has, well, has he defended it? And this is very difficult to run side by side just through this little bit here. So, again, I think better for Victory to sort of hold off there. But now Corey is on the back of them. Corey is the fastest of these three right now. And Corey moves to the inside of Victory. It's the inside of the corner. Can he get on the power? Well, you would think so with the younger medium tyres. He does indeed. So Corey uses the advantage of his younger tyres. He splits the two drivers that were battling, and you feel surely that Monkeys will be an easier target for Corey than it was for Victory. So little change just up ahead of us. Mamo getting ahead of James there. But Corey, you would feel that Monkeys is... The P9 that Monkeys occupies is probably Corey's... the most he can do today from where everybody is and what the gaps are right now in this race. So... goes to the outside. If he's going to get this done so far before the braking zone. There ain't no coming back on this one for Monkeys. And so through goes Corey with a nice move, and that was impressive from Corey. Held his head, sort of approached what was happening ahead of him calmly, collectively. Worked out what he was going to do, saw the opportunity coming out the final corner to have a go at Victory, got him, and then just waited for his moment to take Monkeys on the straight. And with those younger medium tyres, it's going to be difficult for those two to stay on him, and even if they do, they've got penalties in a way, as Mamo makes up another place now, up to P5 with the overtake there on Mackenzie. Nicely executed, plenty of room left by Mackenzie, nice bit of driving from the pair. And I have to say, there's been little moments in this race, little coming together, little spins, stuff like that. But all in all, I have to say, it has been a very, very good opening race to the season. And we're not done yet. We're on lap 23 of 28. We've got plenty of time for more action yet, as a couple of drivers pick up penalties again. I do feel these penalties are starting to stack up for some drivers now. And oh, we got a retirement. Oh, Victory, no. And that's a safety car. I told you we had plenty of time left. Oh, he's just there on the inside. Oh. If that wasn't a contact, I would suggest that what he's done is... I'll show you here with Dorian. So, Dorian... through this little bit, he's come over the curve on the inside there, hit the outside curve while putting the power down, and has just begun spinning just before that little left-hander and ended up in the wall, coming through that left-hander. That is if it wasn't a contact, but that is going to see a rush of pit stops again. Everybody in double figures on their tyres, apart from Baz, Epic and Dorian. But certainly for Epic and Dorian, this safety car is an absolute godsend to give them a chance. Anybody who's got penalties right now is going, no. Why? Anybody who's penalty free will be saying thank you very much for this late safety car, as they will seeing the benefits of this. I've got to be honest with you, this is an absolute nightmare for Reed. Reed was still looking like he could pick up the podium today, but his safety car is almost, not definitely, but it's almost stopped that from happening here. The reason I say not definitely is because Corey has opted to stay out on his medium tyres, which are now 11 laps old, and he is splitting Reed and Gunnar. So if Corey was able to put up some sort of battle against Gunnar, it seems extremely unlikely with the fresh, soft tyres of Gunnar. But if Corey could put up some fight against Gunnar and hold him back a bit, then Reed might be able to stretch a gap, but I know he's got at least 6 seconds. I don't think he's got any more than that. I think it is 6 seconds. Really want to look at the penalties, because there's a few out there. I want to kind of keep it as a surprise. So, this is our third safety car, so I don't think there will be another one. I think this is the limit. I think 3 is the limit. Now, again, I can't say that for definite. It's don't think the guys at the back are quite going to catch this quick enough. So I think we will be going another lap. So I think it looks like then lap 25 is going to be under safety car. We'll resume lap 26, which means 3 laps remaining. Monkeys, that was all so close. Careful, lad. And a little shot that Dorian hasn't pitted, I've got to be honest. He's on 7 lap old medium, second from last. A penalty free. I can't believe he hasn't pitted for... Well, I was going to say I can't believe he hasn't pitted for sauce, but there is always the case that he may not actually have any available. That is possible. Which would also explain why Corey's stayed out. Although for Corey, he may have just decided to take the track position in all fairness. So it's a little gamble. Just, you know, you're taking a risk when you do this. He knows that absolutely everybody around him is going to be super fast compared to him on this restart. What he's hoping is that if he can hold some drivers back through the corners, it's with only 3 laps remaining, and only one of them is going to be DRS. Final lap only will be a DRS lap. But he can at least hold back so that he's gained a bit through doing this. Obviously, some of the drivers that are going to attack him from behind are going to have penalties, so even if they do get past, they've got to get out of the road by a certain amount as well. Let's see then. Safety car will come in this lap. Just waiting for the confirmation, but it will come in. So, Sainty restarting once again from the safety car restart, Sainty leading. So, obviously, he's going to want to be a little bit, you know, different. He's going to want to try and catch nose meat probably behind. He's going to be quick. So, Will follows. They both seem to go pretty well. Even a little bit slower on his restart, but he's okay, because behind him he's got Corey. And here comes Gunnar, who will pick up slipstream and get past Corey there. Mamo goes to the inside of Corey as well. And he's definitely going to get a better exit, you can guarantee that. So through goes Mamo. Corey now has his teammate behind, who he's definitely not going to want to hold up here. So it's just that he doesn't want to hold him up, but at the end of the day, so Mackenzie is through in a way now, but doesn't want to hold him up. But at the same time, he can't just come off the power through the S's, because 1, it would be dangerous. 2, it's no good letting your teammate through and losing 3 places yourself, is it? So Just needs to be aware that he's got whale to the well, awareness is not a problem for Corey. He's completely aware that he's there, but that was an Alfa Romeo, and it was Oozers. And truth of the matter there, I honestly don't know if he got a touch or whether he's lost it on getting on the power. It could have been either. This is bound to be close racing now through to the end, guys. This is not for the faint-hearted now. You don't want to be driving in this if you've got a heart condition, I tell you. As, oh, Sainty loses 2 places. So Reed actually goes through and takes the lead. Meatborough is now P2, but effectively winning this race. Sainty picks up a penalty. And all of a sudden, everything's changed. Meatborough is now a massive favourite to win this race. We'll see if there's any problems with that, if they submit anything to the stewards, but Meatborough has just become a massive favourite to win this race as Gooner picks up a penalty. He's coming under some pressure from Mamo, to be fair to him, but oh, that will irritate Gooner, because that's probably just cost him a podium. It's almost certainly cost him a podium, unless somehow he can keep Reed within 3 seconds, but right now that is literally the gap is 3 seconds at the moment, so it's going to be a hard job to do. Can you spot anybody having a look? At the moment, it just seems to calm down a little bit. There might be one here. It's open, sort of appears on the inside quite late, and that is Glitch going past James Adams into P11. So, just having a little flick through, but Baz is sat in a brilliant place. I'll tell you what, Carsey, in terms of pace, obviously, no offence, Baz, but obviously it's absolutely nowhere near Carsey in terms of pace, but he's sat on the back of the group here with no penalties, with all of them having penalties. He could suddenly jump and get a really decent result for Ferrari tonight. I'm suffering severe lag here. I've got no idea, quite frankly, what's going on. Let's move away from them, because, quite frankly, I don't have even the slightest clue what's happening with them. So, as I said, I don't want to look at the penalties. Let's keep it as a surprise as they cross the line. The only thing we can say for certain at the moment is that Meatborough will win this race as long as he stays penalty free. So Mamo having a little look at Gooner. Doesn't need to make that move at all, Mamo. Just stay behind. He's going to get the place in a way. It's not going to make any difference if he gets half a second ahead of Gooner. So just hold position. Let's cross the line. Mamo's going to, I believe, shoot up to a podium. But here we go then. So, oh, Corey! Oh no! Corey is out on the final lap. So across the line comes Reed. Meatborough gets promoted to P1. Sainty did go to P2, but Mamo's jumped up. So Meatborough P1, Mamo P2, Sainty 3, Reed 4th in the end. I think when he's picked up a penalty and then having a safety car that late in a race with 6 seconds of penalties, I think ultimately he's got to be pretty pleased to still keep hold of P4. Gooner would be kicking himself a little bit for picking up that late penalty, but he still gets P5. James P6, Mackenzie in 7, Whale takes P8 in the end. Baz then, Carty, got promoted up to P9, he's done a grand job for you. Adams P10, Monkeys in P11, Dorian P12, Oozers in the end P13. You know what could have been for Oozers, but trouble late on, season finished P13. Damir was 14. I'll just do the rest of them in a second and we'll get the guys in for a quick chat. So here we go then. Let's see the podium. I'll let you have a little look at the podium, see if it's the first race of the season. It's a Swedish winner. Meat Burl. And, there we go, now they spread the champagne. You know the drill. That's enough of that. So, Meat Burl takes the win. Mamo P2. Sainty P3. Reed in P4. Does also take the fastest lap with 1 minute 34.356. I can tell you that is a new fastest lap for WAOF1 at this track. The previous was Gunnar, who set 1 minute 35.852 in season 1, so that is a new fastest lap. Gunnar P5, James 6, Mackenzie 7, Whale 8, Baz 9, Adams in 10, Monkeys 11, Dorian 12, Oozers 13, Damir 14, Glitch 15, Operator 16, Epic P17, Corey will be classified as P18, and unfortunately we lost Victory and Greg Stars at different points in the race. Let me just use this to invite the boys. Oh, I can't invite Mano. How do I invite Mamo? Right, race director. Oh, look at that. Absolutely no incidents throughout the whole race. I don't think that's quite right. Sorry, stewards, but that must be a silly little glitch, like everything else. Nothing there at all. I can't invite Mamo. Got anything on here? No, I can't invite Mamo. Alright then. Right, Meat Bro. Hello. If you could just make sure you've ticked
Hello,
your
mate.
include audio, please.
Yep.
Excellent. Looks
Yep.
like you're the only one joining us because I can't invite the Mamo in away because he's on PC, and I've invited Sainty behind join. So, right then. Well, congratulations, mate. You've won the first race of the new season.
Uh,
It looked like a sweaty one out there, but it looked like a sweaty one, but quite a fun one as well. So, take us through your race, buddy.
well, I mean, I'd like to start in qualifying and just point out how big of a shit show I felt like. I was not confident at all, but it's all. I went into the mindset that it's all to play for in the race, but one turn late, one corner later, I was facing the wrong way in P17, so that was definitely not the ideal start. But luckily, got a bit lucky with the safety cars, I will admit, but also do think I had pretty good race pace and managed to make some pretty decent overtakes along the way. It feels good to start the season off with a win,
Yeah.
especially one like this, with fighting against the odds.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, in the end, obviously, you stay penalty free, so we know it's so important, and I think on F1-23, I think it's probably going to be more important than it ever has been before, because the racing's so close now for some whatever reason. I think it's the OP on the DRS and stuff, but it's just so close at the moment of racing.
Yeah,
so
no,
you did
100%.
really well because it's a really easy track to pick up penalties, COTA. So you did really well on that. But yeah,
Well, I'm not gonna lie on that point. I was driving about the last 18 laps on 2 warnings, so it was definitely panic street towards the end. But
yeah, it's difficult doing that, isn't it? One tiny little mistake and it's that's it, penalty. But
yeah,
yeah, no, well done, man. You did really well. It's a shame the others aren't. I can't get one of the only other ones not joining us. So bit of a shame, but never mind. In a way, first ever win. Is Carsey saying it's your first ever win?
I think it's my first ever win in
win.
season. If we're not counting the preseason ones, it's the first one. I would also like to take that moment to point out that stuck on that whale, I now have more wins than you.
Say that again. What?
Whale, you're an absolutely horrible driver, and you have 0 wins. That could never be me.
I ain't got a clue what you're talking about
Feel
now.
free to
You've
click
lost
that,
me.
by the way. Feel free to click that.
Right. Right. Okay. Well, again, Meat Bro, well done tonight, buddy. Nicely done. I haven't picked a driver today. And I'm not sure, to be quite honest. Bear with me. Actually, I'll announce it in the Discord, but I think it's probably between yourself and Mamo, to be fair. So, but I'll announce it in the Discord. No, I won't. I'll go with you today, Meat Bro. That's on it. First ever win. Let's give you the driver of the day as well.
I think that's the first driver of the day as well. Let's go!
Yeah, go on. Let's go all
We're only
out.
taking dumps now.
Remember that next time you're going to be mean to me in the Discord, all right? That I gave you driver of the day. So there we go.
I'll do my best to keep that in mind. Yeah.
Well, congratulations, guys out there in Twitch land. Thank you ever so much to all of you that have joined. The Few and Vigors have been brilliant all through the race, and also to you guys that have been commenting as well and keeping me entertained. Overall, well done to the drivers. It was a pretty decent first race of the season. A few little individual mistakes that caused safety cars, but you know, we all make mistakes at the end of the day. So that's what it is. But there's some great side-by-side racing throughout that race, and I thoroughly enjoyed watching it. So, and I hope you guys out there did as well. Also, thank you to anybody that watches the stream back, and we will be back next week. This is the moment, isn't it? Can I remember what track is next week in true Hilly fashion? I have not got a clue. I did earlier on. If you'd have asked me about 2 hours ago, I'd have known. But Imola. I always forget. Imola. We are at Imola. Meat Bro says we're at Imola, so if it's wrong, you can blame him. But there we are. But how's that for you, Meat Bro? Do you like Imola?
Theoretically, historically, not been my best track,
No.
but I do quite like it on this game. Although I've not driven it properly, so I'll have to give it a go during the week and see how we find it.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
hopefully we can make it 2 in a row. That's the plan.
We shall see. Well, again, well done, buddy. But thank you to everybody out there that's been watching, and good night, God bless, and keep safe. I am off now for 2 days so that I can race myself, and I will be back on Friday with PRF1. So please come and join me for that at 8:30, and that will also be round 1 of a new season. So thank you very much, guys. Good night, God bless.